in the military, diplomacy, public service, academia, medicine, and
Good evening, Nigeria. Welcome to another explosive edition of the Issues on Voice of the People TV, where we cut through the noise and bring you the truth, raw and uncensored. Tonight, the nation is watching as we are asking the questions that matter. First, Jamb exposed nearly 400,000 students hit by technical errors in the 2025 UTME. Southeast and Lagos targeted. Former Minister Obi Ezekwesili is demanding proof. IPOB's lawyer says it's systemic disenfranchisement. And our esteemed analyst will tell you why this might be more than just a glitch. It could be a national scandal. And next up, Atiku Abubakar breaks his silence. He calls the Tinubu government incompetent and inefficient and reveals the secret coalition talks between PDP, APC, and Labour Party to oust the current regime in 2027. But can the old guard really fix what they helped break? Our expert panel breaks it down with laser precision. And finally, was she failed for speaking out? Top student Nurse Osaton Adobas goes viral after mocking the First Lady and then suddenly fails her final exam. Query reversed, but results stand. Is this a case of academic discipline or political vengeance in uniform? Our esteemed analysts are on this too, and they are not holding back. Tonight, we expose the cracks, challenge the system, and give the people a voice. I'm Jerry Apelohai, and this is The Issues. Stay with us. We'll be right back with all the details. Welcome back. Let's not dive straight into today's discussion. We start off with Obi Ezekwesili, former Minister of Education, says the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, the Jamb, and the Education Ministry were anecdotal in the explanation of the unusual Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME result. The results for Jamb's 2025 UTME were released on May 9, and an analysis indicated that more than 78% of candidates scored less than 200 points out of the 400 maximum obtainable points. Meanwhile, the youth wing of the APC Igbo Social Cultural Organization, Ohanaeze Igbo Youth Council Worldwide, has described as unacceptable the decision by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board Jamb to fix a fresh examination for those affected by what it called errors in the recently released result. Still, where the Jamb registrar, Professor Ishak Oloyede, had on Wednesday admitted that errors led to the low scores of candidates in the 5 Southeast states and Lagos State. In addition, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, IPOB lawyer, alleges that Jamb's mass failures in the 2025 UTME exam are a deliberate attempt to disenfranchise candidates from the Southeast and Lagos. He claims that these regions, which produce high numbers of tertiary education applicants, were disproportionately affected by technical glitches during the exam. Ejiofor argues that the pattern of failure and disruptions raises troubling questions, suggesting a systemic bias targeting candidates from these areas. He warns that tampering with access to higher education strikes at the heart of national cohesion and calls it a national emergency. All right, we'll take a listen of the video where the Jamb registrar making very interesting comments in reply to what actually happened. We'll take a listen from Oloyede himself.
Once again, we apologize and assure you that this incident represents a significant setback for the first presentation. We remain committed to emerging stronger in our core values of transparency, fairness, and equity. Once again,
All right. All right, today I'm delighted to be joined by an esteemed guest here in the studio. We have Mr. Peter Adosike. Mr. Adosike is a philosopher, development economist, and best-selling author. He is also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, politics, and power. Great to have you join us on the issues this evening.
Thank you for having me.
I believe you did not really hear that video, because if you take a look at that video, I just want to go straight to the point. I saw a situation where members of the Jamb committee who sat, and when the Jamb registrar was trying to say something about the glitches and error, I saw them all clapping and as if he said something that what happens to our humanity, to reacting to situations appropriately without being sentimental? What happens to our human nature as human beings, most especially Nigerians, most especially when they are in positions of power?
Well, a lot of people will be shocked of my own opinion. They say everybody is entitled to his own opinion. The truth is that the higher you go in the society, the less emotional you becomes. The higher you go in the society, the less emotional you becomes. So for the Jamb registrar to cry in public simply showed that he was really touched. Because he could have maintained that's a bold face and still admit the error.
Are these not crocodile tears or medicine after death?
It doesn't make
We've seen at least we saw the NDT director who was fainting when he was being asked questions of misappropriation of funds. Can we now say he was sorry for what he did?
That's a different.
Because now he's
Oluyede is not on trial there. I hope you know that.
He's on national trial.
He's not
His
on trial.
conscience is on trial
So
for being the head of Jamb.
He came out to explain what he felt happened.
What he felt.
What he felt
Is he
happened,
not supposed to be accountable
and,
to the students who wrote this Jamb?
He apologized to the nation, accepted the responsibility.
What about the rounds of applause he was getting because he was shedding tears?
Which is what Nigeria, those in power in Nigeria don't do. They don't accept the responsibility.
Is that not too dramatic? Can you take his tears to be actually real? Or he's crying because of his own job that is on the line?
For me, he will not be sacked. Understand me?
In a sane society, is he not supposed to be sacked alongside the entire board?
If he's in UK, he will have resigned immediately. If he's in America, he will have resigned immediately. So we should even appreciate him that he was able to come out and tell us what happened.
Is that the standard that should be acceptable in this
country?
It
took INEC more than a year to come and tell us what happened that's in February 2025. And Mahmoud Yakub never accepted responsibility. So we need to commend him for accepting responsibility.
I don't think Nigerians will share in this view. But
it's my personal opinion.
Yeah, your personal opinion. How does Jamb explain the fact that over 78% of candidates scored below 200, especially when the highest concentration of low scores aligns with politically sensitive regions like the southeastern Lagos? Is this purely technical failure or a deeper institutional bias?
We shouldn't go into ethnocentrism. Understand me? For me, they say that there were errors which they have accepted. The issue, there's nowhere people in Sokoto, in Borno, will start coming to Nnamdi Azikiwe University or University of Nigeria and Soka. It will not happen. Understand me? It will not happen. So it is those in the southeast that must go to those schools. Imo State alone has 5 tertiary institutions. There's nowhere somebody from Sokoto will come there. So the issue is this: going by the 78% people that students that scored below 200. Understand me? It means that they are not the cutoff mark may be brought down to 150 to accommodate more students. Understand me? Because most of the universities will not have a number of good number of students. They say that only 427,000 scored above 200, and we have more than 200 universities in the country. So when you share this, and a university may have about 20 to 30 departments. So if a university is taking about 30 per department, you can see that most of the universities will not get enough students.
So what they should do, I think you are taking it easy on this matter, because one, how do you explain to 19-year-old Timileyin who committed suicide over the low score she had in Jamb? Who takes responsibility of her death? Because now a 19-year-old has committed suicide because of this technical glitch we are talking about. And who takes responsibility for that tears? With the tears of the Jamb director, bring back the life of this 19-year-old
We should be objective. We should be objective. What center did the 19-year-old
Lagos
guy took on the exam?
Lagos.
Lagos.
Yes. And Lagos was part of the glitch that was affected too.
So
who takes responsibility?
So for me, what he did, this is an emotional thing, but it doesn't mean that we should commend him. Understand me? It doesn't mean that we should commend him for doing it, because people fail Jamb 2-3 times. People do fail Jamb 2-3 times, and if he's 19 and goes into university even at 20, he may come out at 24, which is still a very good age. So I don't know what must have resulted into him committing
He's a young lady.
Suicide.
Timileyin is actually a young lady who has been termed to be a bright young lady who happened to be disappointed at the low Jamb score she had.
She is not the only one that took the exam.
Definitely. Well, everybody reacts to things differently. But my own question is, who takes responsibility? Are the tears enough to bring back?
He has taken responsibility. He has taken responsibility.
Is he not supposed to resign alongside the board? Because I saw them even making a round of applause to commend him for shedding crocodile tears on TV and for that drama that we all experienced.
So personally, the Ohanaeze that I know, nobody can tell him come to the national TV and start.
Are you speaking on his behalf because you know him one-on-one?
I'm speaking.
Is it because of your relationship with Ohanaeze? You will not tell us. You will not want to criticize him or tell the world the way it is.
I'm speaking my mind. Understand? One, he accepted the responsibility. Okay. I say if it's in the other countries of the world, if it's in UK, he will have resigned immediately.
Why should Ohanaeze not resign? Why should his board members not resign?
Nigerians don't resign.
Should he not take a bold step and be one of those and take full accountability
Nigerians don't resign. If Nigerians do resign, Buhari would have resigned. Understand me? The chief of army staff would have resigned with what happened in Maiduguri just 2 days ago. So resignation is not it's not part of our culture. So what I had expected that they should have done is to cancel the whole Jamb and start afresh. And fix another time for everybody to take the exam. This is what I feel that they should have done. But now they have said that about 300 and something thousand will retake. Understand me? And that is the area they felt that was majorly affected. And some people have started reading ethnic meaning into this.
Would you blame them?
Look, I have not seen anybody in the world that is more Igbo than me.
Would you blame them? Because
excuse me.
Because now it's easy for Loyede to come on TV and start shedding tears, which I still definitely want to ask questions. Why has he not resigned alongside his board? Why has Jamb failed to provide verifiable data-driven evidence to support his claim that the Southeast was most affected, even as it demands a receipt in those regions? Is this a lack of transparency or cover-up? Because we saw the situation with INEC, and a lot of Nigerians were not happy that we were not given data to prove that this was what actually happened. We were only told that there were glitches. And no data was provided, at least to give these children who were involved. Mr. Nosike, we've all written exams before. We know the pressure that goes with going to write an exam and telling the student to receipt without at least they deserve to know what actually happened. Give us data evidence. Don't just come on TV and shedding crocodile tears. We want evidence.
Excuse me. Why? That's what is called make good in advertisement. Understand? So they have said that Southeast was majorly affected. And they have said that the exam will be retaken in the Southeast. Understand? To make good their errors. So reading the ethnic meaning into it to me, it just for their voice to be heard.
Are you talking to Obi Ezekwesili?
I'm talking of Obi Ezekwesili. I'm talking to Ohanaeze. I'm talking to Ejiofor. They are not. The Igbo-ness in me is more than that in them. But we should be rational.
Can all of them be irrational? Can all of them be wrong?
We should be rational. We should be objective. They made a mistake. They say, okay, go back and retake this. Understand me? Go back, and that's what they ought to do. Even though some people...
Is that enough? Should there not be transparency in telling people to go back and receipt? Is this not a cover of incompetence? Or was a coordinated act of disenfranchisement from the Southeasterners?
Do you know that some people, I say, disenfranchisement cannot work because the schools in the Southeast must be filled. They must, and people from the North cannot fill it. People from the Southwest cannot fill it.
Why did the technical glitch not? Why did the technical glitch in particular affect only the Southeast? What happened to other regions? That's the questions these people are asking. They are not asking whether definitely we know the Southeast are going to be filled with Igbos who are going to write exams in those centers. But why? Why is there no data to back this up? Why is there no evidence to tell us why was this technical glitch? Why did the technical glitch happen? Because the lives of Timlane their family deserve to know. You don't just come and shed tears and go back to status quo. This is the same thing we witnessed during INEC. At least you are here to witness what happened in 2023. Nigerians are being kept in the dark.
2023 was deliberate.
So why is Jamb not deliberate? What is making Jamb's constitution not deliberate?
2023 was deliberate.
Okay.
INEC deliberately switched off the IREV when they noticed that the election was not going the way they wanted to go. Understand me? 2023 presidential election was deliberate. Understand me? They did it when they saw that the election was not going the way they wanted to go, which is different from this one. Understand me? People take Jamb from different centers. They say 1.9 million took the exams. Understand me? And there were technical issues. Understand? So the areas that had problems, go and retake it. Understand me? So there's no way in mentality that we can compare Northerners and Southeasterners. There's no way. If you have been following what is happening in Ifu, understand me, in Osun State, mind you, an Igbo man, one Samuel and Chukwuemeka, was the highest in that local government, 372. So in brilliance, we know the people that are doing well. It is not among the educational disadvantaged states.
Could that be the reason why those states were targeted?
There was nothing like targeting.
Okay, what if there are technical glitches?
If
technical glitches are responsible.
Accidents do occur.
Accidents that look systemic cannot be swept aside.
Excuse me.
Cannot be swept aside.
You are talking of the Southeast. Excuse me.
If the technical glitches, Mr. Nosike, if the technical glitches are responsible, where is the audit of the examination software and CBT centers, for instance? And why hasn't the board held any contractors or staff publicly accountable?
You don't know what they are doing. You don't know what.
Why should we be kept in the dark in what they are doing?
I'm sure heads will roll. But Ishak Ondoyede has done the most important thing, coming out in public to accept responsibility. Nigerian leaders don't accept responsibility. Understand me? So I'm not seeing any witch hunting in this thing. Assuming there's witch hunting, nobody would have cried foul more than me. Nobody.
Are you saying this based on your relationship with Ondoyede as a person?
I've not even seen Ondoyede one-on-one. I don't know him.
Are we sure?
I don't know him.
Because you've been speaking kindly and highly of the man. It seems like you have one-on-one relationship with him.
I have never seen him I don't know him.
Okay.
I don't know him. One, they say that he is the former head of Abuja Central Mosque. I don't even know. I cannot even go to a mosque. You
can meet him in any other capacity.
Understand me? Eh?
You could have met him in any other capacity.
Our ways can hardly meet. So for me, I'm not seeing any witch hunting. Anybody crying foul should bury it. When something happens, the issue is what is the motive?
What could be the motive if that's the case?
There's no motive here. It's just an accident.
Because on social media, if you take a look at the board, there's been a lot of talk about those who consist the board coming mostly from the Southwest. And even
then why is Lagos, 59 centers in Lagos affected?
That is the big question.
So there's no witch hunting. This is different from
Was it
INEC.
done deliberately to add Lagos
It
so
wasn't
as not to have any coloration?
Excuse me.
Because now we are looking at your theories.
Objective.
No, objectively.
Do you know?
Could Lagos have been added? Some centers in Lagos could be added to make sure there will be no foul play, to cry foul, to say, okay, why is it that it's only Southeast?
Tinubu's own state will be used as a guinea pig.
We've seen politicians make a lot of desperate moves.
So, excuse me, let us be objective. There's no witch hunt in this thing.
Are you speaking to the likes of Ezekwesili?
There's no witch hunt in this thing. There's no witch hunt. For me, it was an accident.
All right, wait for more evidence to pile up. And let's go back to the next conversation where Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president of Nigeria, reveals coalition talks between major parties, including APC, PDP, and Labour parties to challenge President Tinubu's government in 2027. Article describes the current government as incompetent and inefficient. Article expressed concern over rising insecurity, citing lack of political will to address the issue. He recalled how his administration swiftly quelled the Boko Haram insurgency in 2002 and contrasted it with the current government's inaction. Article urged the government to reform its security architecture, recruit more police officers, and address unemployment. He condemned the normalization of violence, offering condolences to affected communities and warning the government to take immediate action. Mr. Nusuke, is a grand coalition between APC, PDP, and Labour Party even credible, or just elite power recycling under a new label?
Well, PDP was part of the APC coalition. I think you are aware of it.
Yeah, definitely made it very strong.
Yes. If not because of the campees from PDP that joined the APC, APC wouldn't have been in power. Because Atiku Abubakar, Rotimi Amechi, a governor, Kwankwaso, a governor, Saraki, all these big wigs, all these heavyweights made the coalition to be very, very strong. So for this one, I know that a lot of people are not happy in APC. Many people are going to come from APC that to join that's the new umbrella, and that's how it happens everywhere. So for me, he's talking about the government, the Tinubu government, not having a political will. He is praising them. Understand me? Saying that they don't have a political will, to me, I think he's praising them. They don't have capacity. Capacity should come before political will. Understand me? Now I can say now if I tell you that if you ask me for something, I say I will not give you. Understand? Or it means that I have that thing. Understand? But when I don't have it, my will will not do anything. So Tinubu government has no capacity. So capacity comes before political will. So assuming that they have capacity, that's when you begin to say these people are wicked. They don't have the political will to do ABC, but they don't have the capacity, and you cannot give what you don't have. They don't have the capacity. So, and when there's no capacity, just like or their pockets are empty, nothing can come out of that pocket. So Nigeria needs a change, and the change will come through democratic rebellion of the people. That is the change that Nigeria needs at this point in time. The suffering Nigerians, the struggling Nigerians need to come out and say enough is enough. Democratic rebellion of the people. So I don't care what the governors are doing. The governors can control only their families.
Mr. Nosuke, would I say, not taking the opposition seriously if we don't have something like we had that ousted Jonathan's government in 2015? Because we all know the coalition it took to take the PDP out of power. If we don't have something as close as that, with the way Nigeria's political scene is porous, can we have anything close as that is able to take the APC out of power?
The only thing that can sustain this government is if the quality of life of Nigerians improves. Understand me? Because the next month is May. which makes it 2 years after being sworn in.
Already in the month of May, yeah.
Okay, this
Already
is May.
in the month of May,
Okay,
yes.
this is May.
This month is June.
Okay.
And May 29th at
May
least.
29th. And the Tinubu has not even scored up to 10%. Understand me? Tinubu is a non-starter. Nobody can point to me what Tinubu has done in the last 2 years. Understand? Nobody can point to me what Tinubu has done in the everything is propaganda. Understand me? Lies, deception. So, if the suffering Nigerians come together and say we cannot continue on this path, then there will be a change. But if they say maybe tomorrow will be better, or the fear of the unknown, then the suffering continues. We have tested the PDP, we have tested the APC, and everybody knows that our life were better under the PDP, unless those who want to deceive themselves or those who are benefiting from this government, which is not up to 1%. Understand me? So for me, when you test two things, you know or the one that is better for you. I know that the quality of life, my life is better under the PDP, because I will use less than 1,000 naira to fill a 10 liters gallon. I buy a bag of rice at 6,000 naira, 6,005. Understand me? So I know that the quality of life was better under the PDP. So for me, I would like to be taken back to the PDP days than continue in the APC era. And I'm sure that every right-thinking Nigerian will also wish the same way.
Do you think the APC is giving room for such opposition to even rise up? Because let's not forget,
that is
they
politics.
were the party that ousted a ruling party.
No.
Do you think the strategies that the opposition may try to bring up, they are not already thwarting it? Because governors are already decamping to APC from the major opposition parties.
I'm not talking about political office holders. I say what Nigeria needs is democratic rebellion of the masses.
Do you think the masses are up to the task?
I'm not talking about governors. I'm not talking about senators. I'm not talking about state assembly members. I say the masses everywhere in the world. Understand? Change starts from below and not from
Do you think the
above.
Nigerian masses have the capacity? Because the Nigerian masses were driven by the power of the opposition the last time Jonathan was ousted.
They were deceived. They were deceived because the legacy media was in the hand of those in the coalition. Those of them in the coalition invested heavily in the media. Understand?
Are they not still handling the media
But
now?
legacy media is no more doing anything. Understand me? Most Nigerians don't believe the newspapers anymore. Understand me? If people still believe legacy media, Kamala Harris would have defeated Donald Trump.
That is America. Nigeria is a
The
different
same thing here. So with the social media, we are now more aware of what government is doing. Understand me? On a day-by-day basis, we know what is going on in the country, which the legacy media we are covering, because legacy media we are the mouthpiece of the government. So times are changing.
All right, he says times are changing. The article claimed that under his time, they tackled Boko Haram swiftly. That was in 2002. So why didn't successive PDP government tackle Boko Haram until it spiraled to this extent?
In 2019, when the founder Mohammed Yusuf was killed, understand me, a Southerner in the person of Jonathan has become president, understand? So they politicize it, understand me? They not made Boko Haram an issue of politics to make the Jonathan government to look bad. Understand me? They politicize it to make a Jonathan government to look bad. Remember in 2014, if you Google it, you see it. Buhari raised an alarm that Jonathan is depopulating the population of the voting population of the north through his fight against Boko Haram. Ihe Jirika was accused of genocide when Ihe Jirika was chief of army staff, that he is killing northern people. Understand? So they made it an issue of politics, but the evil that you condone will one day begin to hurt you, and that's what is happening as we speak. Understand me? That's what is happening. So they not use they deliberately made the Boko Haram. That's a tool for Jonathan's government to look bad. Imagine how the Chibok girls were this thing taken. Understand me?
So what stopped the politicians from using such tactics once again, now that the Southern...
That's why we are seeing a resurgence of insecurity.
So you're saying this is deliberate tactics from politicians, taking people's life as collateral damage?
That is one of the tactics. Now, Chibok girls were abducted. Understand me? Within 24 hours, the principal of the school was driven with a private jet to Aso Rock. The principal of the school, who owns that private jet, who paid for it. Understand me? And within a year or two, the woman was appointed commissioner for education. Are you seeing it? Which means he was compensated, or he was rewarded. And mind you, there was a warning from the presidency that WAEC must not hold. And still, the governor allowed it to hold.
Very interesting.
Understand me?
Okay, let's move to the next conversation, where a student nurse at Delta State School of Nursing, Osato, Adobas, has failed her final exam after being queried for a viral video she posted online. The video showed students rebuking Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, when she was referred to as our mother during a visit to the school.
Oluremi Tinubu is Sheyi's mother. She's not our mother.
All right. Adobas and her peers responded with Nayo Mama Bidis sparking controversy, I beg your pardon. And despite being the top performing student, Adobas' recent exam failure has raised suspicions of a politically motivated act of institutional witch hunt. The school had issued a disciplinary query to Adobas, accusing her of committing a malicious act by posting a video online. However, the Delta State government later intervened and directed the school to withdraw the query. Adobas' failure has sparked outrage, with many questioning the school's motives, and the school's provost had accused Adobas of disgracing the school and violating the nursing code while in uniform. But efforts to obtain the response from her were unsuccessful. This time the school was Osato Etabo failed for academic reasons or punished for embarrassing a political figure?
Well, for me, this is Nigeria. This is Nigeria where anything goes. And I don't know, I didn't attend a nursing school. So I don't know how their marking schemes go. Understand? Assuming it is a university, we know that there's continuous assessment. Understand?
You can recall your script and so on.
Understand me? So I don't know how their own goes. But in Nigeria, somebody can give an order. That girl must not graduate.
And it will be taken.
Understand me?
Will be affected.
Somebody might give an order. That lady must not graduate.
Because how do you explain a top performing student failing a final exam?
So for me, I've not seen her result sheet, whether she's a top performing.
At least the evidences laid before us by previous results has shown that she's a top performing student.
If she's a top performing student, then there's no reason for her that to fail in her final year, because it is continuous assessment.
Yes.
Understand? So, but I'm very sure that this is going to be a blessing in disguise for her.
How do you see that?
You will see scholarships from abroad. Understand me? Coming for her. Once injustice is established, you will see foreign scholarship. She's going to enjoy at the end of the day. Just you watch it.
Okay, why does it look like the school proceeds with indisciplinary action even after the Delta State government ordered the withdrawal of the query? Is it because now there's a switch from PDP to APC as far as the hierarchy in the state is concerned?
Well, Delta is the first lady's state. She's from Ishekiri.
She's an Ishekiri woman.
Understand me? Now, the top wigs, those who are stealing Delta State money, are now in APC.
So they will do her bidding.
Understand me? And she insulted their mother. Understand me? She insulted their mother. So this could be the repercussion. So, but for me, I feel that she's going to laugh at the end of the day.
All right. What message does this send to Nigerian students that speaking freely can destroy your academic future?
No, you must speak.
Is this not a way of silencing them?
You must speak. As she's going to have better things because of this stupid act. That's assuming that she's free. Understand me?
All right.
Because help from foreign countries will come for her.
All right, Mr. Oscar, I want to say thank you very much for being a part of the issues. Though Flying Solo Embassy, you've done solely well.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and that's where we'll leave it tonight on the issues. We've asked the hard questions, challenged the status quo, and put the truth on the table. To our esteemed analyst, Mr. Nosiki, thank you for your fearless insight. Though, rather, definitely, I was really hard. I tried to know more. Anyway, to you, our viewers, thank you for engaging, questioning, and refusing to stay silent. The struggle for a better Nigeria isn't just in the street. It starts with information. It starts with conversation. It starts with you. Join us next time on The Issues right here on Voice of the People TV, where truth has no filter and the people have the final say. And I'm Jerry Appiah. Good night, stay awake, and stay engaged.